Texas Tech at Oklahoma. VR, tell us about the line move.
Okay, Oklahoma opened as a 16-point home favorite, down to 14.5, seen it as low as 14 here in town.
So you're saying it's touched 14?
Yes, it has.
Now, has it been bet up at that point, or is there still 14 out there?
I still saw 14 today, actually, on the strip.
Okay, so what we do here, and we've been this is our first week with this, is I'll give you my opinion. You tell me if I'm right or wrong. We know Oklahoma's the public team here.
Sure.
The fact that it's moved only 1.5 in most spots and not through any key numbers mean that we got some real action. It's genuine action on Tech, but not really strong action.
Exactly, and I think it's more of a wait-and-see approach, how heavy the public bets this game, and the wise guys thinking, why bet it down through that number of 14? If we could get the public to push it back up and grab that value again. Because what you got to remember, this is a revenge game, a huge revenge game for Oklahoma. That's why this number came out a bit inflated. Okay. Texas Tech crushed them last year as 6-point home dogs. They annihilated them in November, 41 to...
So you're saying you think the odds makers came out inflated because of the perceived revenge, but the wise guys are saying we don't see it being that legitimately high. That premium is too much.
Exactly. And sitting back knowing that the betting public, you're going to start hearing about that revenge. You're going to start seeing tape on ESPN of how Texas Tech annihilated them, knowing that the public's going to start betting this Oklahoma team come Saturday. As a sharp, I could sit back, and why won't I want to keep taking that 15 and a half? Why would I want to keep betting it down and taking the worst of it once it hits that 14 number that we're seeing today?
So this is a very interesting concept to me. Up until literally this year, and again, Jimmy Vaccaro is second time he's getting a name check here. For guys that don't know, but you certainly do, legendary bookmaker. He's at Lucky's now. I've been listening to him a lot, and he says that this is the first year that he's seen the wise guys going at each other. And I'll make the quick point and let you jump in on this because you understand it even better than I do. Wise guys are they're not sitting around a table like we say chomping cigars, plotting with each other. Yeah. Most of these guys don't like each other, or they're really competitors. They're competing.
Well, everybody's chasing that same number, that same value. Most sharps, you're going to have the same ratings, more or less, the same numbers. I mean, back when I was running on the strip, and we'd compare my sheet with someone else who's working for another outfit, their sheet, because what you're doing is as soon as the numbers come down, what's different from your sheet.
When you're saying your sheet, that's what they
created the number. From Oklahoma, they might have the game at 12.
All right, and they'll say if the variation is more than this many points played.
You bet it. And so much we would compare notes with other guys, and most of the numbers were the exact same. So we used to call it chasing the same nickel. Everybody's chasing that same nickel.
And since the books that are opening early on Sunday night are moving on less money than they used to, they don't trust these odds makers at all anymore. Is when they get even one limit bet on a side, sometimes they're even moving through a half point. They'll go from 16 to 15 just on one limit bet now.
Oh, just to stop others from infiltrating and being that heavy on one side of sharp money.
So where the wise guys used to say, well, we'll lay the favorites early and play the dogs late, now they're saying
changed.
if we wait, in this case, if we don't take this 16, yeah, we think Oklahoma's going to be public, but this number's way too high. We better get this 16 now because we're never going to see 16 again.
Exactly.
But what you're saying in this case, they're not willing to push it down through 14 because they think there will be public action at 14 and a half, and they might be able to even get a better number.
Again, make their position even bigger at that higher number. Why keep betting into it? Why keep letting them adjust when you could just sit back knowing that this is one of those revenge factor games that's going to get a lot of public money on it?
Interesting. So they figure the 16 was the outside, so we'll take it. That's going to be an extreme number. But, hey, we might see 15 and a half again, so why lay 14 and a half?
Like, I like Texas Tech right now. That's the side I lean. But I wouldn't bet it today. I would definitely wait till Saturday. And I know there's 100 guys out there that think the exact same way I do that are trying to do the exact same thing. So why would they go out and bet it 14 and a half?
I find this so interesting. So likely the wise guy's number on this game is 13 and a half or 13.
That's what I think.
And
For
even
sure.
if they knew, if you told them bet 14.5 or bet nothing, they'd probably bet the 14.5.
for sure. For
But
sure.
here
I
they're
would
saying,
if I had it.
Here they're saying the market isn't going to, at some point between now and game time, we're going to be above 14.5, so why bet it now?
Exactly. And I'm almost positive that's what we're going to see.
All right, so let's segue to the last thing. Line prediction. If I like Texas Tech, you're telling me to wait?
Wait on
If
that.
I like Oklahoma,
This is the best
lay
number
it
you're
now.
going to get.
And if
Yeah.
you can find the 14, lay it for sure.
For sure.
All right, good stuff. Okay, next, what's our next game here? We're
We
talking
got,
Iowa State and who?
Oh, sorry, brother. Colorado.
All right, next game up, Iowa State, Colorado.